Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton forge pendant called the Arc Ellipse. This is the 188200. Awesome fixture. Let's get into details on this. So we're going to talk about the body of the fixture, and that's going to be the bottom part that's independent of the telescoping rods. 6.3 inches tall, 9 inches, you could call it wide. That's a left to right measurement, and that's a metal to metal measurement. And then the width is going to be 5.3, and that's also a metal measurement because you notice the glass itself is a little bit smaller, which we will also talk about. So Hubbardton Forge has a patent on these telescoping rod systems. Small rod is going to telescope into a bigger rod where they come together. It's called a clutch, and there's a little set screw right here. And during your installation, you're going to be able to bring this up and down to get it where you want it to be. When you're ready to rock and roll with it, you're just going to tighten that up and it's going to lock it into place. This is going to be available in 3 different lengths, this part here. That's going to give you 3 different adjustable ranges to play with, and you can see those up on the right-hand side of your screen. And that's measured from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling. We call that overall height. So let's get into those right now, and that's going to be, the short is going to give you 28.1 to 38.3. Standard is 37.4 to 47.4, and the long is coming in at 48.1 to 58.3. If you need this shorter than the short or longer than the long, we do custom lengths. So that means you're going to come to me and say, you're going to email me basically and say, hey, I'm looking at the 188200. I need this to be X, and that X can be 22 inches overall height or 14 or something. But you're going to come back and I'm going to take that. I'm going to send that to Hubbardton Forge's customs department. It's going to go around there. It's going to come back to me with a quote. I'm going to send that over to you. It's going to be a little time, a little more time, a little more money, and non-returnable. But we do customs every day. So, and I can go longer than the long or shorter than the short, and that's just something you should know. Okay. So this is going to be having a knuckle at the top of this where it meets the canopy, and this is your canopy, which I'm going to talk about in a second. Right up there. So this is going to allow this to be slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees, right? This is your slope like this. Oops, how am I going to do this? Hold on. Here's your slope. Here's your canopy. Up here, the canopy would be here. Knuckle goes there. So it's anywhere up to 45 degrees, and we have you guys covered. Also, let's talk about that canopy. So this is coming in at 5.5 inches square. It's going to have a universal mounting kit like this guy here, which is going to come with it. And I want to show you some of this stuff right now. And how we do that is we look at the install sheets. If you're on the page for this on our site, look over on the right-hand side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. That link is going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that up for me, and let's talk about what's there. Lots of information. It's going to show you how this whole setup is going to go over your 4-inch junction box. Possibly that you might be able to put this over a gang box as well, because this is a universal mounting kit, can go over all kinds of things. Also, it's going to show you, this is going to come with a tool. This tool is a metal tool, and this is going to take the retaining ring, and it's going to help you get it into the glass because your hand is just too big to get into this piece of glass. So I'll show you how to do that in a bit. It's also going to show you how the telescoping rods work. Okay, and it's going to show you all the little parts and how they work, and there's some good drawings there too, so really take advantage of that if you can, okay? Really, really important. So this is going to be using Hubbardton Forge's opal glass, and I have a piece of it right here. So if you're not familiar with Hubbardton Forge's glass, it's all handmade, all hand blown, and a lot of people think, oh, it's just a piece of white glass. It is well beyond a piece of white glass, so I'm going to walk you through the details on that. So when you look at it to begin with, you're going to notice there are actually layers of glass here. So how they do this is they blow a clear piece of glass first, then they come back in and they blow a white piece of glass in the middle of it, so that's where your layers come from. After that, they come back and they sandblast the whole thing, and it's going to give you this milky white, semi-transparent, it's actually opaque, you're not going to see the bulbs, but it's going to be this milky white, kind of glowing, soft white. It's a really beautiful piece of glass, and that's the beauty of Hubbardton Forge, is they really pay attention to the little tiny details that most people are going to miss, but they all add up to an amazing piece. Okay, so we're going to talk about what's inside of this, and then we're going to talk about how to put the glass on the fixture in a second. You're going to notice it's going to ship with this. This is a medium base socket. And that medium base socket's going to let you go up to 60 watts for an incandescent. This is a A19. I'm going to show you what an A15 is too, because these are 2 bulbs sizes that can fit into this. This one's an LED, this is an incandescent. This is an LED, which can also go into this, and we're going to kind of sort this all out right now. So your max is going to be the heat generated by this for an incandescent, okay? So we'll put this aside for a second. When you get into LEDs, it's really going to come down to the size of the bulb getting into the glass, because these don't generate heat and they barely draw any electricity. We know the little guy is going to get in there without a problem, and I use that a lot, but I also have this in our showroom, and I use this a lot too. It will fit fine. You'll notice this is probably a little over 3 inches, and this is a little less than that, so this is going to be in there fine too. Okay, so that said, these can come up to, well, I know they come in 60 watt equivalents out in the world. They come in 75s, and I also know if you really look hard, you can find them up to 100 watt equivalent. You'll probably have to do some due diligence on the internet to do that. The little A15s come mostly 60 watt equivalent when you're out in the world. You can also find these clear bulbs in an A19, and I actually have one here too. So this is an A19 version of this little A15, and these are the new LEDs that are called phosphorus LEDs. So in other words, you can use all kinds of LEDs in this. The only limit to that is, can they fit in the glass? So you guys can go to town, okay? The one you're not going to be able to get in there is called an A21, and you can see how big that is compared to the other guys, okay? And this is a monster. These are usually like 150 to 200 watt equivalents. Oops, now you know. Okay, so moving on from there, let's talk about how to put the glass on the fixture. It's going to come with this tool, like I talked about a minute ago. This is the retaining ring, and I'm going to show you how this goes over the socket. It's a threaded porcelain socket, so it's going to go over it just like that, really easily. You're going to take the retaining tool, which has a flared end. Actually, this is the flared end I want to use, and it accepts this without a problem. See how that just pops right in there? And you're basically just going to put the glass on it, and you're just going to use the tool as a proxy for your hand, and you're going to just gently screw the retaining ring over the socket, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, you guys know that. And then when you're done, the ring will be on, the glass will be on your fixture, and you're good to go, okay? So after that, why don't we talk about metal finishes, and how we're going to do that is I'm going to take you to our metal finishes help guide. And how we're going to do that is you're going to be on our site, you're going to look on the left hand side of the screen, you're going to see all those red tabs, and you're going to notice one says finishes help guide. So open that, well actually don't open that up until you're done with this video, but when you're done with this video, go over there and click that and open it up for me. You're going to see a video at the top of that page of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a color chart, and that's going to be just below the video screen, so scroll down a little bit, you'll see that there. Those are all the Hubbardton forged metal finishes you can order this fixture in. You'll notice some have the letter A on them, some have the letter B on them. There's a range of variants that can sometimes be on fixtures. I will talk about that in the video, so it's important to watch the video, use that chart. When you're done with all that, come back down to the chart, and you can click on any of those pictures. If you want to see a bunch of Hubbardton forged stuff in dark smoke, click on dark smoke. Want to see it in vintage platinum, a bunch of stuff there, click on that. This is a great way for you to kind of bring a showroom into your home and see a lot of things from Hubbardton Forge in different finishes. Best opportunity you have, okay? So after that, why don't we talk about our showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a what's on display page on our website. It's back in the red tabs. There's a lot of good info over there, so check that stuff out. That we are adding to that thing all the time. So we'll probably have more than 350 at this point, and there's probably stuff in the showroom that's not even on there yet. Our showroom is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6, and we have a clearance center. So clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. Amazing deal for you. If you are going to come visit our showroom, do me a favor. Measure everything you can think of. So measure ceiling heights, measure counters, measure distances between junction boxes on walls to ceiling, on wall to floor, wall to window, if you guys are doing sconces. If you're doing pendants over a kitchen island, measure the distance between the junction boxes and the ceiling, because that's going to make a big deal when you guys come in and we talk about stuff. Measure widths of dining tables. I want to know about that kind of thing. And then if you have an iPad or some tablet laying around, take pictures of everything and then bring that with you, and we can kind of scroll through the pictures together and see exactly what you guys are doing, and I can help you with your choices, okay? Also bring a big SUV, a good size SUV, because the boxes for clearance things tend to have been they're packed for shipping, then those boxes tend to be a little on the bigger side, okay? When you buy your Hubbardton forged fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if you ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else does that. Some larger items and custom things are non-returnable. We will always tell you on the page if that is the case, so just take notice of those kind of things. We also offer a rush program. For Hubbardton Forge to give you all the metal finish options, they don't stock. So it generally takes them about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you guys want to know more about that, just email me at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont, or you can call me 802-446-2400, and I can tell you more about it. So I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and our showroom, like I said, is open from 11 to 6 every day except Sunday. Okay? Any questions, let me know, and you guys have a great day. Thanks for stopping in. Bye-bye.